All right, let's jump into another deep dive. This time, we're taking a closer look at Team Fortress 2's item drop system.
Oh boy, I wonder what item I got this time.
You know, the one that just throws hats and weapons at you for playing.
It's really quite something how it always makes you feel like you've earned something, you know, even if you've been playing forever.
Right. So for anyone out there who hasn't spent hours on the TF2 wiki, how about a quick explanation of how this system works?
Sure. Well, imagine a timer going in the background while you're out there, you know, blowing stuff up and capturing points. The way it works now, you are guaranteed to get an item every, like, 30 to 70 minutes.
So wait, so all I have to do is be in a server, and eventually an item just, like, pops up?
Well, not exactly. You have to be actively playing on a VAC secured server.
VXC secured?
Yeah. That's Valve's anti-cheat system. It makes sure that everyone's playing fair while you're earning your playtime.
So no just hanging out in the server doing nothing?
Right. No AFK farming. They want you to actually be playing the game.
That makes sense. But what does actively playing actually mean?
Okay, so you have to respond to in-game notifications. And you can't be running multiple copies of TF2 at the same time. Oh, and you can't be in text mode either. Basically, you have to actually be, you know, in the game playing.
So be a good mercenary. Follow the rules. Got it. Okay, so let's say I do all that. Where do the items actually go?
They go straight into your backpack. Most of the time, it'll appear after you die or when you go to the main menu. Or sometimes, if you just look at the Manco store, it'll show up. But sometimes, though, an item will get, like, stuck.
Oh, yeah. In limbo, right. I hate when that happens. It's like it's taunting you.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, every 50 minutes or so, I get a free item. Does it matter what class I'm playing?
Nope. That's what's so great about it. You can play any class you want. It all counts towards your drop timer. So, you know, feel free to experiment, try new classes. You'll still get items.
Nice. All right, so far, this system sounds amazing. Free stuff just for playing. What's the catch?
Well, there's always a downside, right? The worst part is definitely the duplicate drops.
Oh, yeah. I can see how that would be annoying. Imagine you're waiting for that awesome new weapon and you get the same one you already have like a million of.
Exactly. It can be frustrating, especially if you're trying to get a specific item. But luckily, there is a way to use those duplicates.
Oh, tell me more.
Now, that's where crafting and trading come in. Valve, you know, they realized that having all those duplicates was a problem.
Okay, yeah, crafting and trading. We should definitely talk more about that later. But first I'm curious, was the item drop system always like this?
Oh, no, not at all. It's changed a lot over the years. Like, way back in 2008, it was all about achievements.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you wanted a new item, you had to complete a bunch of achievements.
Wow, that's a lot different. So no easy items back then. But it changed, right?
It did. Around 2009, they added random drops. That was to help keep the classes balanced when they made updates to the game.
Oh, that's smart. But what about hats? Were those always part of the drops?
Actually, in the early days, there was a separate timer just for hats.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. It's funny to think about now, waiting and waiting for a specific hat to drop.
I bet that was pretty intense. You know what else was different in the early days? You had to be connected to Steam to get items.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Can you imagine? You'd play for hours thinking you were going to get all this cool stuff, and then nothing. Yeah. Because you weren't online.
Oof, that's brutal. So how did we go from those separate timers and having to be online to the system we have now?
Well, it took some time. They tried a few different things. Like, there was a time when you could get items from achievements and random drops. But then, in 2010, they just changed the whole thing to the way it is now. Guaranteed drops, but on a timer. And no more having to be online to get items. And they added a weekly limit so people wouldn't, you know, play too much.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But doesn't that kind of ruin the surprise? Like, you know when you're gonna get an item.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe some people miss the old way, where it's totally random. But this way, it's, like, more predictable. You know you're gonna get something if you play enough, even if you only have a couple of hours a week.
Yeah, that's true. I guess knowing I'll get something makes me more likely to play, so what does that mean for someone like me? You know, someone who likes the game but doesn't have a ton of time to play.
Well, you just have to be smart about it. You know there's a limit on how much playtime counts for drops each week, right? It's about 10 hours.
Yeah, you said that before, but I never really thought about it, you know, strategically.
Well, think of it like this. You wouldn't spend all your money on the first day you get paid, right? You'd budget it out so it lasts.
Right.
It's the same with your TF2 time. If you want to get specific items, you're better off playing a little bit every day instead of trying to do it all at once.
That's actually really good advice. I definitely tend to go on TF2 binges and then wonder why I'm not getting any new items. So it's like, play smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And speaking of being smart, let's talk about those duplicate items. They can actually be a good thing. Those duplicates, they're like the currency of the TF2 item economy. They're how you craft and trade for new stuff.
Right, okay. Crafting. I've tried it before, but it just seemed really complicated. Like all those different recipes, the different types of items. It's like a whole other game.
It can be a bit overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's a tip. Just focus on crafting metal into weapons. That's usually the best way to go, because weapons are worth more in trades, you know.
So I can craft weapons and then trade them for like anything.
Exactly. It's like alchemy. Turning scrap metal into like a cool new hat.
Okay, I like the sound of that. But trading seems a little scary. Isn't it full of like scammers?
There are definitely some risks, yeah. Just like with anything online. But there are also tons of good traders out there who, you know, really love TF2 and just want to trade. The key is to do your research and be careful.
So it's not just about sending a trade offer and hoping for the best.
Nope. It's kind of like a game of chess where you have to think ahead and figure out what the other person is going to do. But if you know what you're doing and you're patient, you can get some really great stuff from trading.
Wow, this is making me think about TF2 in a totally different way. It's like there's the game itself, and then there's this whole other world of like item economics happening at the same time.
That's a great way to put it. The more you learn about it, the more you realize how deep it all goes.
Yeah.
It's not just about random drops. It's about understanding how the system works and making smart decisions. And, you know, it's about the community too.
So we've got playing smart, crafting, and trading. That's a lot to think about. It seems like it would be easy to get kind of obsessed with it all. Like, you know, do people forget about just playing the game and just focus on getting items?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's definitely possible to get too caught up in trying to get the best items or the best trades. But the most important thing is to remember that the items are supposed to make the game more fun, not less fun.
Yeah, I can see how it would be easy to lose sight of that. Like, I've had times where I was playing more to get items than to actually have fun. So how do you balance it all? Like, how do you enjoy getting new items without letting it, like, take over?
That's a tough one. I mean, it's always exciting to get a new item, but I don't want it to be the only reason I play, you know?
I think it's all about, like, remembering why you started playing in the first place. You know, like, remember how exciting it was to get your first unusual or that one weapon skin you'd been wanting forever? It's about enjoying those moments, those little wins that the item drop system gives you.
Right. I think I forget sometimes to just be happy with what I already have. I get too focused on what I don't have.
It's easy to do that, yeah. But instead of always looking for the next thing, why not just, like, appreciate what you've got? Try out those weapons you haven't used yet. Mess around with different cosmetics. The fun part is discovering what you like, not just getting more and more stuff.
So basically, just be grateful for what you have. That's good advice, even outside of TF2. Totally. And, you know, the item drop system, it's just one part of the game. It's supposed to add to the fun, not be the only fun.
Right. So, to kind of recap what we've talked about, the TF2 item drop system, it's not just about luck. It's like a system with rules and an economy, even strategies.
Exactly. It rewards you for playing, it makes you want to try new things, and it lets you customize your character however you want.
But in the end, it's all about having fun, right?
Absolutely. So next time you're playing TF2, think about what we've talked about today. Play smart, use your crafting and trading skills, but most importantly, have fun. Let those item drops be a nice surprise, like a little bonus on top of the already amazing game that is Team Fortress 2.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This deep dive has been awesome. I feel like I understand the item drop system way better now. It's not just a random item dispenser, it's something that really adds to the game, you know? Makes it more interesting.
And who knows what's coming next? Valve's always changing things up, so we might see even more cool stuff with the item drop system in the future.
That's what keeps it exciting. TF2 is always evolving, which means there's always something new to discover.
So, to everyone listening, keep those rocket launchers ready, keep those sticky bombs primed, and keep practicing those trading skills. And most importantly, keep having fun in the crazy, awesome world of Team Fortress 2.
And that's it for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another exciting topic to explore. Until then, keep learning, keep playing, and keep those brains working.
I love my editor so much. I totally will not fire him. Yes. Anyway, please subscribe.